Bandujo versus Jones advertising for the Marriott autograph collection. The size of an idea is best indicated by how easy it explains on a cocktail napkin or the back of a business card. And if it takes you all this work to present your big idea and to sell it, it's not really a big idea.
Bandujo, that group spent all their time thinking, doing the cerebral messaging. Jones did put all their effort into their production.
But that's what we have portfolios of work from other clients to show. Finished work saying this is what we do, this is the caliber of the work we do. To expect somebody to do the same commercial that they did, that took 3 months to do it in less than a week from concept to finished product is not really saying much about the agency other than they're spending too much time shooting a commercial instead of working on the thinking. Jones decided right out of the meeting, without going to strategy, without going to do research, what his campaign was going to be, and then went back to his agency and ignored everybody there and said, here's what we're going to do.
That video Jones made did do something nice in that it tried to feature the hotel as a character in a story, which is sort of getting at the experience of being in a place and why you'd want to go to one of those hotels, although the story they told was completely cliche. And I think had he developed an actual narrative that was as unique and independent as the hotels themselves, perhaps that video might have actually done something.
I think that you could have taken that setting and turned it into a jewelry ad or something, and it would have had the same effect.
The only time I thought Jones had a shot at was when I saw the Stay Independent, and I really liked that. I think a lot of people are looking for independent, one-of-a-kind experiences when they're traveling.
Jones was a little bit more safe with their campaign. Bandujo's, it was pushing the envelope a little bit, and it was a little bit more kind of in your face, and I think that's what they were looking for.
Bandujo came straight out with a strong analysis of what everything Marriott was doing wrong, and that can be a little rough. And some people might have thought, they alienated the client, but they showed options and fixes, which generally helps. People always love free advice, especially if they can go ahead and implement it.
What I didn't like about the Bandujo account pitch was maybe it was a little bit too in your face. I think it risked sort of alienated some market segments maybe. If I were traveling, in 2 weeks and I knew I was going to be in a cool place and I wanted a really cool hotel and saw that, eclectic, in my face, paint spatters and so forth like that, I don't know. I think I'd look for something just a little bit more conservative maybe.
I think probably the issue I had with Bandujo's ads were that they, as Dan said, were targeted to a youth audience, but they were also amped up in terms of their attitude. And I don't necessarily think that every hotel worldwide is selling attitude. And even their hint of having romance, I think, was still pretty sexualized. Maybe not fully representing this idea of having a collection of eclectic hotels, but rather it seemed like they were advertising this sort of like punk rock, really fast-paced, super amped up hotel chain.
I wonder how they're going to adapt it, how they're going to adapt what they presented, because it can't go somewhere. It's just a matter of spicing it up.
You can lend it to other things, a little bit more maybe sophisticated things, and I think the make some works on a bunch of different levels.